my long hiatus. 5 months, can you believe it? 5 whole months. So a lot's been going on. Clearly, I haven't recorded in like quite some time. So we were gonna move back in February, beginning of March, I suppose you could say. We were gonna move to the river, into a really nice apartment down there. It was like right on the water, same landlord and everything, so our pets would have been fine. But they ended up, I guess the day before we were supposed to move in, we put a deposit and everything, and the day before we were supposed to move, they decided they were going to give it to someone else. I don't know how that works, but they did. So we packed up everything, which is why I didn't record initially. So we just rearranged all of our furniture. Now you see there's not a window behind me anymore. There's a picture, and like there's a fish on top of my head. There's another one over there in that corner. So we just basically decided, you know, it's fine. We'll just redecorate, make it feel like we've moved, I guess you could say. Got new furniture, stuff like that. So that was the original reason why I stopped recording. I also have started cosmetology school since my last recording. And that's about a 14-month program. I'm doing it part-time so I can still work during the day, still have a little time for knitting, that kind of thing. I don't get to go to knitting group anymore because my classes are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, like 5:30 to 9:30 during the week, and on 9 to 5 on Saturday, and like knitting's on Wednesdays and Saturdays, so don't get to do that anymore, unfortunately. I still go to my my yarn store during the week on my lunch break because like right down the street from my job. So if I need yarn or new needles, that kind of thing, I usually pick those up on my lunch break, like I said, and I can knit while I'm there for about an hour is usually what my lunch break is. So I've been doing that. I love cosmetology school. It's awesome, by the way. If you ever decide that you want to go do hair, just go to cosmetology school. It's great. You learn a lot of stuff you didn't know, and it's a really great group of people usually, I guess, depending on what school you go to. So it's a lot of fun. I started going to the gym recently, like the last 2 months. Got a gym membership just so I can work on my fitness. I went to the doctor, and I guess I'm like pre-diabetic, which is really weird because like I guess it runs in your family or genetics or something. My granddad had it, but I don't know. I'm skinny, so I don't think I should have diabetes yet, and I'm young, so we'll see how that goes. Trying to keep away from all the sugars, although my husband likes to give me soda with every meal, so have to work on him on that. Having some coffee right now. Black, no cream, no sugar. Oh, 1 second, I gotta catch a Pidgey. Pokemon Go is like the greatest thing ever. I don't know if you guys play it. It's wonderful. You see this? I was gonna catch the Pidgey, but it went away now. Anyway, back to knitting. So, in my last video, I told you we were getting a kitten shipped from Arizona. She came from. Originally, I think she was coming from New York, but they got another breeder, or the breeders switched places or something. I don't know. She somehow ended up in Arizona, and that's where she came from. So she's here, and I'll put a picture of her up now. Alrighty, that was her. Isn't she so adorable? We went on a tour of a bird sanctuary down in Naples. It's like in Golden Gate, way down in Naples, far from here, almost an hour drive. But the lady has like macaws and cockatoos. Male cockatoos are like horrible pets when they hit sexual maturity. So she has a lot of those there. Different types of birds, Amazons, like every kind of pet bird you could think, they were probably there. Cockatiels, Quakers, that kind of thing. So African greys too. We ended up adopting 2. One of them has 1 leg. Her name's Penny. She is a Verde macaw, which is a Buffons to a Scarlet. And then we got a blue and gold. Her name's Naya. Naya's 13. She's kind of set in her ways and what she wants to eat. So I'll put pictures of them up. with the girls. They are very loving. It takes time, you know, working to build a relationship with them. Some moments they're good, some moments they don't want to be bothered. So you just have to kind of read them a little bit, figure out what they want to do. In knitting, so I was doing a cabled Afghan. It ended up being a cabled throw. I did finish that, so that's here. I'll put a picture of that up with the cat. I no longer wish to do cables like ever again, because that was like, I don't even remember how many. Like you can see, it's just all cables. I'm gonna take a break from doing cables for a while, a good while, until, you know, I decide, oh, that's a nice pattern, I think I'll just throw a cable in it. So until that happens, we ain't doing no more. And I've also done more socks. Knit a pair of socks a month and just knit along. I got to like March, maybe April, and I was like, okay, no more socks, because I literally did like 5 pair between November and March. So I'm gonna get back on that. I gotta go get some more sock yarn, but I've been doing other things to keep me occupied in the meantime. In March, I believe, there was a Harry Potter knit along. I ended up getting another bag from Dennis. He's now 56, is not very old on Instagram. So I got another bag to go along with my Harry Potter knit along. And what I decided to do for that was the Weasley blanket. My variation of it. I have a lot of yarn stashed, so I was trying to, like, you know, kill the entire stash of yarn that I have, at least try. So I'm doing the Weasley blanket. I'm gonna make 100 8x8 squares and crochet them all together eventually. I got through 21 squares and I'll show them to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This was a lot of work. So this is basically what took up most of my March as far as knitting goes. It was just a lot of squares. I mean, and they're all, I did double stranded, so it'd be a little bit thicker to make it to a nice throw when I get done. But they came out pretty nice. It's all garter stitched, nothing special, because I want them all to come out the same way, so I have all these ends. We must weave in the ends, but we hate it. Okay, there we go. So there's that. And other Harry Potter stuff, I found a Firebolt shawl pattern. It's by Mia Rind. I think that's how you say her last name, on Ravelry. And so I ended up doing that in the Rocky Mountain High, Colorado from Madeline Tosh. Really? Oh my god. So this is the Firebolt shawl by Mia Rind in the Rocky Mountain High, Colorado colorway. You can see it has, like, it looks like little broomsticks, end of a broom. I don't know, it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna send this to my grandmother because it's like a little wrap, and she's like 5'2", 5'3", somewhere around there. So this will look really good on her. The second one I did was actually a test knit by Knitwit Nate on Instagram. He asked for volunteers to do a shawl for that. So this is the Soul shawl he's going to put out on his page, I guess, or his SC account. So that's what this one looks like. You can see it's got little starlets, and then it's got the little lace at the bottom. They look like leaves, little diamonds, I guess. This was a challenge because it was my first test knit, and I don't know if any of you have ever done it before, but you know, the pattern's not 100% all the time, so you have to make corrections. Sometimes you'll get a text in the middle of the night, oh yeah, by the way, there's supposed to be a knit one in front of that slip one 10 rows ago, so then you have to rip the whole thing and start all over. So this took me, like, I don't even know how many weeks, because I threw it one time, I was just like, I'm done with this, but it ended up coming out really nice in the end after we got all the kinks worked out. So if you want to buy that pattern, I don't know if he has that for sale yet until like January, but it's an awesome shawl. It's very nice. So that's gonna go to my mom. Third shawl I did is called the Technologic shawl. It's on Ravelry as well. I ended up changing it because if you look at the pattern, all of the stripes at the bottom are all the same size, and I decided I wanted to make mine different. So here it is. It's much bigger. So you can see that my stripes down at the bottom, they double in size basically until the end. And what I'm going to do is put the electric rainbow is the colorway that is like the multicolored one. I'm going to do fringe all the way across the bottom with that. So I think that'll look pretty cool. The other color that I did is the grasshopper colorway from Madeline Tosh. I have a like obsession with Madeline Tosh right now. My store like has almost every color, so I'm trying to like use them all before they go away. They sell out like as soon as they come in, so like I'm constantly fighting all these women for the yarn. It smells really good. So that is that. The last shawl I did was the Reina. That's also on Ravelry, I believe. It's a free pattern. I did that one in black Cascade yarn. It was on clearance, and in cosmetology school right now, I'm a level 1, I'm like basically I can't wear anything but the color black. I can't wear gray, no white, no nothing. So I did it completely black, and I decided to use a less expensive yarn. So if I get hair bleach or something on it, it's not gonna matter. It didn't cost me a lot of money, that kind of deal. So I have a picture of that one here. So that one was so big, it didn't fit on the blocking boards I have, so I had to like nail it to the wall basically, to see if I can get it to stretch and relax a little bit. The other 3 shawls that I did, 2, 3, 3. Yep, I did them and I got to block them with blocking wires. I borrowed them from one of the ladies in my group. She was like, oh yeah, just put the wires in like this and then pin it down. So I did those with that. So I don't have my own wires. I'm probably gonna invest in some because I really enjoyed them. I'm working on another shawl now called the Juliet, and that one I'm for sure gonna have to block. So it looks like this. It's pretty cool. It has like these little, they look like leaves as well, but the little motif, the lace motif that you can see. That's that. This is also Cascade. It's like a salmon color. It doesn't really show up too well on the camera, but it's salmon colored. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one yet. I have people who are requesting shawls, but I kind of want to start an Etsy page eventually and have shawls on there, so we'll see. These are Knitter's Pride marbles. I've been testing out different types of needles because I don't know, I love Chiagoos, but like my store only carries like certain ones. I have to special order them if I want them, so I was just going to get some size 8s, and this is what they had. They are definitely not my favorite. The yarn sticks to them, and I'm always afraid they're gonna snap because they're like an acrylic, I believe. I also have their carbon line, the same size, just a longer cable, but I didn't need that size yet. I'm gonna have to end up switching to. I don't like those because the tip, like, there's like a metal tip on them. I think they're in my car, but the yarn gets caught in between the needle and the metal tip, so can't win for losing. So I'm gonna order Chiagoo because they're fail-safe. I know I'm gonna be fine if I buy those. And let's see, what else? I bought new patterns off of Etsy and Ravelry, both. The Mermaid Lapgan, I don't know if you've seen that one. It's like going around on Facebook and stuff. People keep sending it to me, so I'm gonna finally make one. Hopefully by the end of the year. We've got like 5 months left now. There's also a shawl called Miami Vice that I really want to do, and that one's on Ravelry. And then I have that book of cats that I'm eventually going to get around to. I can't find any yarn for them, which is a real difficult thing because it requires like fingering weight yarn, but like pink and like different browns and stuff. But a lot of places don't carry that. They carry like sock yarn basically, which will be fine, but it's colored like a sock, so I can't really use those. Be a really interesting looking cat. very multi-dimensional and colorful. So whenever I find yarn, I'll end up doing those, and then I'm going to do a velveteen rabbit for one of my friends who's like obsessed with rabbits. So I'm going to do that for him. And that's about it in the last 5 months, other than school and work and gym. Not really done too much. I mean, those squares did take a lot of time. I know they look small, but they're time consuming. But yeah, hit me up on Instagram and Twitter. You can see some of my other stuff on there, and then on Ravelry as well. Scruffy Knitter on Instagram and Twitter, and Scruffy Knitter 1 on Ravelry. And you can listen on iTunes at Scruffy Knitter. Probably gonna do a video once a month just because of time constraints, so don't look around next week, wait a couple weeks, and we'll see where we're at. Alright, thanks a lot for tuning in this week. Have a good one.